Hi everyone, it's Monica, and welcome back to Tailor-Made Cards for You. One of the things that I love most is going to thrift stores and finding old items that I can repurpose. I also love finding old frames or old cardboard pieces that I can use to create my art. This piece started out as an old corkboard, and my husband knows better than to throw anything away. He asked me if I wanted it, and I knew that I did. I had these pipes in my stash for a while. It's actually a BIGZ die cut, and it's pretty long, so I knew that I needed a longer piece to actually create my art. So when I saw this corkboard, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Now the background on this design is actually some paper, and as you can see, it just matches perfectly. I didn't have to distress it or add any ink to it, and the gear showed up perfectly in the background. The pipes die is called Pipeline, and it is from Tim Holtz. It's one of his BIGZ die cuts from Sizzix. And I was able to add some of the rust using some of the Prima Marketing Rust Effect paint from Finnabar. I also have a kit from Tattered Angels that I used to create some of the rust on my gears. Now the second die cut that I used to create my gears is also from Sizzix. It's one of the BIGZ from Tim Holtz, and it's called Industrial. The thing that takes the most time when I am creating these wall hangings is, of course, creating the rust on some of my die cuts. So once I had all of my rust created on all of my pipes and my gears, then it was just a matter of putting my layout together. Now some of the elements that I used on this wall hanging, of course, are my paper dolls from Tim Holtz, and I am using the biggest paper doll. Sometimes it's hard to find cards that work really well with the bigger ones, so a wall hanging was perfect for the bigger paper dolls. And then for extra decoration, I used some of those word chips on the bottom. And I also used one of the milk bottle caps. I also added a couple of rusty keys, and those actually were a couple of items that I found in a thrift store. Now here is another item that I altered, and my base is actually a cutting board that I found in a thrift store. And the products that I'm using for the second one are some Tim Holtz items. I am using some of those metal numbers, and then I also am using some items from Seven Gypsies. I am using some of their architecture items, and I love the architecture items. They have some great themes as well as some great product to create a 3D effect. The paper is from one of their paper pads, and I was able to find a piece of paper that had a really nice sentiment on it, so it worked well for my wall hanging. And then that little cheese fork is something, again, I found in a thrift store.